Hello folks, how you doing and welcome to our channel. So today it's a royal read, well a royal and a Trump read, and you'll see why in a minute. First of all, we're going to read on this book here, which I have now read, The Royal Insider by Burrell. I've read it from cover to cover. I've done the vlog on it. The reading vlog is now up on the Thackeray's YouTube channel. If you want the link to that, if I remember, it'll be in the description box beneath this video, or if I do have a blurb, it is in the post section on the channel. The YouTube channel is called The Thackeray's, and literally I went through each chapter and spoke about it and shared my thoughts and insights. So, as promised, I said I would do a tarot reading on it, and we are going to do one right now. Let's go for it. Has anybody else read it? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. So show me the true, real energy behind the writing of The Royal Insider by Burrell. I must admit, and I did say this in the vlog, I was like that with it a lot. Some of it I thought was pointless, we've already heard it. Some of it I thought was very, I don't know, over-egging the pudding, especially in relation to being the bestest friend in the world of Princess Diana and the Queen Elizabeth II. I'm just looking at the book now, if you're wondering why I'm looking down, and not at you, because I'm being rude. Show me the true energy, show me the true energy behind this book, please. Okay, Five of Swords, making a statement, making a point. Well, so, if you've had a personal reading with me, if you've heard me waffle on in a video, you will know that this is one of my most favourite cards on the deck. I know I'm weird, I know. I like it because it gets to core things, it gets to our wounding. I like it for various different reasons, but one of the meanings of this card can be when it's poor me, out in the cold. It can be when we're feeling sorry for ourselves, it can be when we're going through money loss. It's when we're going through illness. He's just gone through cancer treatment. He's getting older. He's going into retirement. He's got a grandchild. He's got children. He's got a husband. You catch me? I actually thought I was going to be doing a very different reading to this. Holding his heartbreak close to him, the Three of Swords. A wrong decision. Okay, dear, oh dear. The Chariot going forward. He wants to share his truth, his version of events. The Three of Pentacles here, that the king, not the king. Ah, I was going to say the Queen, Diana and Paul. Let's just keep pulling. I want to put up the Devil. Okay. I'm going to keep pulling and we'll read the past. Strength. Illusion, delusion, lots of, I felt that reading it. I felt one minute, and I've actually said this in the vlog, I was like, I kind of have respect for Paul. And then it was like, no, I don't. And then it was like, ooh. And then I was like, oh, I'm really enjoying reading this. And then I was like, this is just odd. And the Knight, he likes to be seen as the Knight. He can't let go of the Knight of Cups. So can I use any of the other decks here? No, they won't fit in because I'm not at home with all my other decks. So we can make do with this. Governance, predictions, no, we don't need those. So why has he written it? Because he's proud of his heritage. He's proud of the royal heritage as working with the royal family. He likes to be seen as a key player. But there is a side to Paul. There is a side to Paul. That you don't want to cross, and I'm getting that with the Devil card. I'm getting that there's a side here to him that you don't want to cross. He's got an obsession with both the Queen and Diana. We know that, we don't need a tarot reading to get to that point. He's very possessive over them. That's interesting. No facts here. It's just tarot reading. I've just got a vision of well, I'll share the vision with you. Anyone that gets close to Diana, or the Queen, particularly Diana, he doesn't like. Oh, it's a really weird energy I'm picking up on. Where he had her all to himself in Kensington Palace. Not anything sexual, I don't know. God knows. I mean, he shared some right stories about what goes on in Buckingham Palace. Let's just put it this way. Diana seemed to go from erratic relationship to erratic relationship. Now, there are stories that Diana liked to be told what she wanted to be told. I get that. But there's something here where he's very possessive of her and still wants to make a claim to her. Let me just shuffle some cards. Let me just scoop these cards up because I'm intrigued of what I'm seeing here. I see, I can't, I know I'm being rude, but I cannot stop looking at the picture. Right, okay, yeah. I've started to shuffle and Four of Cups has fallen out, upside down, slanted like that. And the Knight of Cups, the Knight in shining armour. Misery. Isn't that the film where somebody has their legs... Gabby talks about it a lot. Where somebody breaks someone's legs. I'm not saying he broke Diana's legs. But there's a misery. I need to Google that film. Misery. I don't think I've watched it. Show me the relationship between Paul and Diana, please. Clarifying the vision that I've just seen. Okay, wow. Okay, so the tarot deck has literally exploded. Did you see that? I know we're on different cameras here. It is what it is. So you won't have seen that bush, possibly. I'm going to have to just pick all that shit up now. Three of Swords, heartbreak, and the Page of Pentacles, heartbreak. I think we're going to cut that out because my bum was on show. But when it fell down, the Queen of Cups was on the floor, upside down. The Queen of Cups being the Queen of Hearts. If you can hear the dishwasher, I do apologise. It's a through plan house, is this? And we need the dishwasher on, so there's no kitchen door. Right. No throwing of the deck this time. Please show me the dynamics between Paul Burrell and Diana, Princess. Okay. Yeah. Page of Swords. She's his. She's mine. Very sad. I actually felt very stifled when reading it. The Hierophant wants to be the most important one, wants to be the, you're like a spiritual guru, wants to be the one that you all go to for guidance. They want to be the one that steers the ship. He wants to be the same for Diana, the Knight in shining armour that jumps straight in, the one that she goes to. The King of Swords, brutal. Justice and balance. Illusion and delusion. The Past, Six of Cups. And the Knight of Cups. Did he even... I don't like going tacky in the readings, believe it or not. But... the stories of him being found in her, sort of knicker drawer, then I hope not. What the hell, we are in trouble. Being found in her wardrobe crying after she died. He gets away with that because he's gay and it's like, well, he's gay. But at the time, it was always been gay. But he was in a marriage because apparently the Queen told him to get married. Stop messing about Britannia. It was in Britannia. What's that wrong with Britannia? I've been on that. It's a complex relationship. So there's a lot of swords energy here. Show me what Diana felt about Paul Burrell. If you think about him, he went from being a butler with Diana to being like this, going with her on trips away. Her right-hand man, her rock. financial drain. What did Diana think of Paul Burrell? A drain? Hard work? Needing pepping up? Someone that she could help? And being shown that Diana was a healer, obviously she was a healer, an empath. And when you're a healer or an empath, you can draw in people that need healing, people that need help, people that need guidance. So you'll be stood at a bus stop and somebody will come and stand near you. You can have relationships with needy men, needy women, etc. And it's something similar there. Let's look at what the Queen Elizabeth II. What did Queen Elizabeth II really think of Paul Burrell? Yeah, Ten of Cups. I got this feeling during the reading of the book that, because I kept thinking, really, would the Queen be this close to a footman? Because he was a footman for the Queen. The sharing of letters and all of this. And one of the things I got was that as a Queen, it was her job to be like that. It wasn't that he was really special to her. It was that as a staff, as his boss, and as a Queen, it wasn't her job to brush somebody off like Andrew would. You know what I mean? Be awful to staff, be ignorant. It's almost like playing along with it because it's part of her job as Queen. Does that make sense? It's keeping up the status quo. The Hierophant. I mean, also as well, this was somebody that, you know, has given little tidbits in his book about Edward possibly being gay. Not my words, his words, Paul Burrell, so don't come at me. He's also hinted at Prince Philip having an affair, like I said, his words, not mine. But he does it very clever, because in one page he says, no, he never did, and then in another page he says, he could have done, could have, should have, would have, and it's like, whoa, make your mind up, Paul. He also changes the narrative around Diana's death. So he claims she was operated on in the ambulance and arrived at the hospital dead on arrival. At a very different... So in the book he says she was announced, I don't know whether it was 3 a.m. UK or 4 a.m. It was a time difference. So it was 3 a.m. one country and 4 a.m. in another country. But he moves on a bit and then he says she was operated on in the ambulance. I don't know if you can do an operation in ambulance, open heart surgery in ambulance, who knows, maybe in France you can. And then she got to the hospital and was pronounced at an arrival. But at the time, I heard they pulled over to the side of the road to do, I won't go there, God knows what. And then she was operated on in the hospital and then died. But anyway, but he changes things. Right, the Knight of Wands is one of her knights. What's the word for it? Courtly love. It's not, I'm not saying that there's that going on, but in royal circles, there is this thing that's still there between knights and queens and knights and princesses. Not sexual with the Queen and Burrell, but it's that courtly love energy where it's like workplace camaraderie and it keeps the ship going. But there was concerns about him, sleepless nights, having to get on with the job, the Queen. Also as well being aware that he's out making money, seeing the truth of that. The King of Pentacles, the Duke of Edinburgh had issues in relation to him. And overwhelming, financially overwhelming. Right, I think that's all we're going to look at with Paul Burrell. I did write some notes down, but I don't know if we're going to look at these bloody things I've been writing down on here. Just writing shit down. Burrell. Real relationship with the Queen, we've done it. Oh yeah, and staff gay attacks, yes. I'm not going to go, shall I shuffle it? He mentions in it, in the book, that when he first started at Buckingham Palace, he was told by his boss, not the Queen, the boss of the footmen, whoever it would have been, to lock his bedroom door one night because he was a young boy, 18-year-old I think he was when we started, 18, 19. So he was hot pickings for the older gays basically. And close your door tonight, Paul Burrell. Make sure you always close your bedroom door, because if not, they will get in, because there are bets on who can sleep with the young footman first. He also talks about at the Clarence house in the days of the Queen Mother, when new recruits, male recruits, were required by the older gay men of the Clarence house to run around the grounds and the house naked. It was a test, it was a ritual. He mentions this in his book, his words, not mine. And then I was reminded of, wasn't it a few years ago when a young man was seen escaping from one of the palaces naked? And people have said what was going on then. I'm wondering if it was part of this. Anyway, should we shuffle on it? Shuffle 3 cards on it. I don't know what we expect to come up in the cards, but there you go. Hey, hey. Ooh. And even that got me, because if I'd worked in a place that was that seedy, there's no way I'd be banging the drum of that place. So, you know, he goes on about Jimmy Savile, and we had no idea, you know, getting so close when we'll find all these really problematic men. But if I'd worked for an institution that I knew was part of doing this to young men, or young women, or young whatever, it's all very strange. I just can't go there. Anyway. Oh, cards up and down. Right. Okay, so the lovers are right. Oh, my deck's gone weird again. So I'm shuffling on these things with the men. And my deck goes a bit wild. The Hanged Man, like sacrifice type energy. The lovers and 3 of Cups. So there is definitely stuff going on there. At the time, whether it's still going on now, I'm not getting involved. I don't need to know if it possibly still is. But one of the things that came to me this morning whilst getting ready in the shower, because when I'm in the shower or on the toilet or washing my hands, I get some right downloads because I'm connecting to water. I got that this is one of the reasons why William and Catherine are keeping away from the big hooba baluba, if that is even a word, of royal life, why they've got a property where they're not going to have many staff there. And one of the reasons is because of the issues with staff, immoral, balmoral and all of that, to try and keep, I hope this is a vision that's correct, excuse me, to try and keep the kids, George, Charlotte, Louis, away from all of this grotesque behaviour. Yes, that's the vision I got this morning. That's one of the reasons why William likes to keep it. Let's shuffle on it. And it's one of the reasons why William wants to be the new broom that sweeps clean, because a lot of it, I'm being told, is quite dark. We just see the pomp and pageantry in the ceremony, but behind it, there is a lot of abuse that's going on. And that's one of the reasons why William wants to clean it up. Go on, lad. So Prince William, what does he think of all of this? What's kind of some clarifiers, further information in relation to my vision, please? Five of Swords, he wants to clear it up. He knows about it. He knows about the dirty deeds that are going on with staff, family members. He wants to clean up the court. Now, this ties into a lot of what's going on this channel in relation to William's past lives. He's not. This isn't the first time he's been royal, and we keep picking up this reoccurring energy of William is back now to clear up the shit within the monarchy, as far as he can go, to be quite honest. There's only so much a human can do, and this ain't me putting him on a pedestal, because that's unfair. But at a soul level, he is trying to clear up the stuff that's gone on. Because if you think about it, as an incarnation, at least since William the Conqueror, he's also been Alfred the Great, other people as well. He traces his soul heritage right back. And, you know, as Alfred the Great, you were the creator of all, you were the start of all of this. So it stands to reason that you want to come back and try and clear this up and try and send it into another direction. Interesting. Let's keep pulling. Yeah. Ten of Cups, happy family. That's why he's keeping his family safe. Good on you, William. I don't want to see Jimmy Savile at your house. Well, in fact, if I saw Jimmy Savile at your house, we'd have a problem. It'd be his ghost, because Jimmy is dead. But I don't want to see any known paedophiles around you, William, if you're watching. I don't think you will. Intentionally know that. I don't think he'd intentionally let people in. The Hierophant, enlightenment and wisdom. Moving away from that, moving his family away from that. He also shares in this book about Charles, and I've picked this up, me and Gary have picked this up, about how pomp and ceremony Charles is. And there was a dinner, he went for dinner with the Queen with his mum, like you would. And the Queen just turned up, sorry, I've got this top on that I don't really like wearing. And the Queen turned up dressed as she was with a brooch on, whatever. And Charles turned up in full regalia, basically. He explained it, different robes and brooches and shit. You know, you're going to see your mum, and Philip went at him because he was like, you know, I think he actually told him to go home and get changed. Don't you dare come and have dinner with your mum like that. Coming in all robed up. Hello, everybody, I'm here. I've sensed that with Charles, and I think William is uncomfortable with it. So, yes. Right. Trump state visit starts today, the 16th of September. And I've just had a brief because I wanted to see what date he actually came. He's here 16th, 17th and 18th. Apparently because of all of this stuff with Charlie Kirk, it's going to be a state visit like never before because the security is going to be ramped up. If you think about it, you've got Trump, you've got Melania, you've got King, you've got William, you've got Charlotte. Oh no, you've not got Charlotte. Don't say Charlotte's name. We don't want to bring Charlotte into this state visit. Interesting. Catherine. And the others as well. Camilla. So we've got some decks here. You've got 3 decks. We'll start with the tarot. So Trump state visit, the high security. What's the energy around this? Within the royal family. What are the royal family feeling now? As in the 4 top members, the King, the Queen, William and Catherine. Okay, let's just get this done, working together. 3 of Pentacles. Getting it done, get it sealed, get it sorted. Lots of planning, judgment, feeling exposed and vulnerable. Also as well, this reminds me of what's going on in the UK at the minute with, what's it called? Raise the colours, apparently. So there's tension, interesting. So there's tensions in the UK at the minute. There's tensions in the US. There's tensions around Trump. There's tensions around this whole Charlie Kirk thing. So there is a lot going on here. There's also been intel received of possible threats. 2 of Pentacles. It feels like it's a challenge. They're unsure about it. There's some aspects of them, or some of them, are not happy about him coming. William doesn't want Catherine to be exploited during this. They have said, haven't they? Well, I mean, it might have changed now, that there's an event where Catherine and Melania are going off to some scout thing or something. I don't know, they may have changed it. But there's something here about not wanting to be exploited or used. This came up in another reading, didn't it? 6 of Pentacles, feeling beholden. Trickery, deceit and strategy. The Emperor. 9 of Pentacles, confidence. And 2 of Swords, knowing that the country and the family is at a crossroads. So I'm just sat with it in a minute. What deck am I going to go on to next? excuse me, there's an element here of knowing on some level that they're being used. They're not comfortable with it. Someone's not playing ball. Let me clarify, is there something here that's slipping away? Clarify this whole reading. Anxiety, mental health, sleepless nights, Page of Knights, Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. The cost to the taxpayer as well is going to come up in relation to how much this state visit has costed. Cost, yes, not costed, cost. There's also the Epstein stuff. What is it? I'm just sitting with it. I'm not going to rush it. I'm just, in fact, Covenant. Where's my Covenant Oracle? There it is. We'll start with one card. I want a clarifying for this reading, if that makes sense. Ooh, okay. Covert corruption. So I've started to shuffle. One's flipped up. External influence. Covert corruption. Skeletons coming out of the closet. Let me just keep shuffling more card. Domestic priority. The blame game. The United Kingdom feels in this reading that it has been bled dry. Bled dry of finances, bled dry of the moral compass as well. Bled dry of heart-centered consciousness. There's something behind this whole state visit. There's a covert corruption. There's a weird energy. Strange old energy. It's not going to go as planned. It's a make or break situation. Could there even be a point where the UK and US separate? There's going to be misinformation, and I think this is coming from Trump in relation to how it's gone. The full story is not going to be given. People are placing their power into the wrong hands. It's a make or break state visit because of where we're at, the peak in the UK, I was going to say US, with everything that's going on, with the US as well. This could go either way. It could be a total parting of the waves, or it could be a coming together. It's been heavily influenced by the eclipse and the moon and the corridor that we're in right now. Charles wants to be seen in his power. So does Trump. There's pomp and ceremony here with very little care to what's actually happening at the grassroots level with the people. Trump has something over the UK, so they're having to play to his tune. I'm going to move on with the governance stuff now, see if Keir, all of that. I don't think Keir Starmer will be getting involved, I'm sure. But I want to start with the predictions. I like that deck. I like all these decks actually. So how will the state visit go? US state visit in the UK. I need to watch the time because we're on a very different bandwidth here in relation to uploading videos. How will it go? How will it go? Show me the energies. How will it go? Imprisoned, detained. What a way to start. Imprisoned, detained. Rescue, revived at the bottom of the deck. Celebrate success. A sinking ship. Holding power. Distraction, illusion. Hiding something. I felt it in that tarot deck. Pandemic, health crisis. Experiment or test. So, can I have a clarifier for the imprisoned? Oh God, what am I doing with the deck? Can I have a clarifier for the imprisoned and detained? Military action. Same card again, rescue, revived. So predictions. That picture is a female in chains. The truth is we have a situation here where we've got two elder men who really don't have any real idea of the world. They've got their idea from a rich billionaire perspective, from a titled perspective. But they don't have any idea of what it is to be truly human. There's this holding on to power, to both be seen in their power. There's cards being played and energies being played. For although the royal family didn't want this to happen, it's this helping to also hide something to do with the Epstein thing and Prince Andrew. We're reading a state visit here, and we've got the most strangest cards ever. But have we? Because it is a distraction and illusion. They're hiding something. Pandemic, health crisis. Lives are being played with. Future's being played with. Destiny is being played with. Let's just have a look. It's all fake. It's all fake. No, I'm not being one of them. It's all fake. It's, you know, you're going to be presented with something that looks. It's just, I'm just this weird. What is this? Where's the tarot deck? What is this energy? Okay, so two cards have fallen out. Again, the past card and 8 of Swords, 8 of Cups. They're playing with normal, everyday people's feelings. Normal, everyday people, me and you. I keep saying this, don't I keep saying this? Stop taking a side. Stop being played. Stop placing your power outside of yourself. This is the feminine energy. Imprisoned and detained, the rising divine feminine. What you will be seeing in London over the next few days is the old patriarchal energy. And it should be treated as thus. It's a distraction, it's an illusion. They're hiding something. Also as well, there's something, and this keeps coming up in relation to the pandemic that we had in 2020, the experiment or test. There's something connected to this state visit. What that is, who knows? But it's next to also hiding something. They are aware of something that we are not aware of, and that we are being played. There is a frequency on the planet that is gentle and loving that wants to take the place of what we've got now. And all these type of events are trying to dim that light, trying to hold on to that power. Let the ship sink so a new ship can come forward. Catherine's energy. Catherine, Princess of Wales, during this state visit. Hermit. There's something, I said this in the first time I read about this state visit. There's something about Catherine in this state visit. Four of Pentacles. What was I talking about the other day? It wasn't on camera. The system, the royal system, wanting full control of certain women within the system. Diana, Meghan, and Catherine. And don't get triggered because I've said them in a numerology way that you think that Meghan should have been the last or that Catherine should have been. Don't let yourself get dragged into that vortex. We were talking about this privately the other day, that we were picking up on this energy of using, I think it was with that Paul Burrell book, using women who have a certain frequency, light or message for their own agenda. Taking that feminine energy and not letting it flourish in the way it wants to, but manipulating it. Very interesting. I just want to shuffle. I don't think it's got anything to do with it. Governance, predictions, investigation. Why am I keep getting drawn back to that Charlie Kirk's? What deck are we going to be using for that? Why do I keep picking up Charlie? I know he's just passed, but it's a state visit as well. I know they're increasing the protection because of it. Trusted advisors just flipped out. Charlie Kirk and the UK-US state visit. No, the card no has come out. Charlie Kirk gets shot in public. I'm going to reread on that as well, by the way, on Thursday. And all of a sudden, Trump's and this security gets increased in the UK. Weird energies. God. Oh my God. The deck is just flipped open. I don't know what these two cards that are falling out. We'll look at them in a minute. But there's a card that's flipped. Targeted attack. Health regulation again. What are these two cards? Global governance and liberation prevails. Right, okay, we'll read from here. Read on Charlie. So targeted attack. It was a targeted attack. Get your words out, Claire. Pursuit of control. We had this the other day. and a fall from grace. So naming no names. Trusted advisor. Did a trusted advisor say no to something? One of you put in my comments this morning or last night and says that Charlie Kirk was starting to step away from Trump. So let's just say there's a trusted advisor, mentioning no names, who says no to something. There is then a targeted attack. Liberation prevails, so somebody's free for global governance and pursuit of control. So said president comes in to the UK. This is a man that wants global governance. God, what a reading. Pursuit of control. Please be mindful who you put your trust in. Please be mindful of who you get behind. I'm seeing many, many good people losing their way in the far right stuff. But we keep coming round in these same circles anyway. So the death of Charlie Kirk, or the shooting of Charlie Kirk, it's all time to fit in. I'm not sure why it's all time to fit in, but somehow it all makes sense. Now, was there also an attempt or a planned attempt on Trump? I don't know. But that just lands around the 9/11 anniversary in the eclipse portal, just before the UK visit, because somebody wants global governance and is on the pursuit of control. A targeted attack. That's what I got this morning. I know nothing about drones or anything like that. So anybody that is into this type of stuff, you can let me know. But could a drone shoot somebody? I don't know. I swear to God, I've got no military, obviously got no military background. But could a drone shoot someone? Because we keep getting drones and planes. And we got it in that read again. So drones and planes. Could a drone be used to shoot someone? I don't want to, because this is a roll read, I want to save some of this for Thursday. But there's also talk about the camera behind, what's his name, Charlie Kirk, that could have possibly had a bullet in it. Because what I've seen online is that as soon as he boom, dropped, they went in and they started clearing the evidence, taking down the cameras and stuff that were filming behind him. Interesting. Anyway, what's the main energy that comes out of this? That's the main energy that's going to come out of this state visit. Someone is going to be a law unto themselves. What's the main energy? Defence, money, Eight of Pentacles, people looking out for their own needs and agendas. Thank you for watching. Please do like, comment, share and subscribe. I'll see you on Thursday, where we're going to be looking at Charlie Kirk again, because I have been doing some research these past few days and I want to, look at a few things. So, yes. Bye.